Hello. Now, if you went through all my previous videos, and this playlist is about debugging using Pycharm, so I would remove this because basically now we have completed all. So in the previous videos as well as in the playlist, we covered about step over, step into, step out, set values, resume program. Now we will cover in this video about creating watch, view breakpoints, and show execution point. So this is the link for all the 4 videos that I have created it. You can visit the channel if you type here my name, so Sanpreet, and you will see the channel. And in this channel you will see the 4 videos step by step, and every video I have tried to explain where we have to practically use each of the debugging techniques, whether it is step into my code, step over, step into, as well as resume program and set values. This video is also going to be very interesting, very practical and fun learning. Why? Because we will discuss about how to create the watch, what is the use case of that, how to check what type of, where we have put the breakpoints, and what is the meaning of show execution point. Why I have written these points, let me bold out. So 3 things we are going to learn: creating watch, view breakpoints, and show execution point. So execution point in a good grammatical way. Okay, so first is the creating watch. So why do we need it? So the main point here is to see methods available with any object, with any variable, with any object, I would say. So what this means when I write it in this way, maybe it seems complicated, but when we do it practically it seems very easy. Basically for example, you have some variables or objects that you have declared it, and now you want to do some operations on them. But before doing some operations, you need to validate whether I can do these operations, will these operations can be done on these data types, so that before writing the code you have the gut, you have the robust feeling that the code is not going to break. That's why to see the methods available means validate what type of operations you can apply with respect to any of your object. That's what I call it as creating the watch. And then second is the view breakpoint. And why it is important? You see, the important is that, for example, you have a bunch of code which is very large and you have put about hundreds of the breakpoint, and now you need to first look at, hey, where I have put the breakpoints, so that I can see that I can validate what I'm going to do is that is going into a flow or not. That's called as view breakpoints, bro. And the last is show execution point. And why we need it? See, sometimes what we do is that we are doing some sort of the debugging, and sometimes we scroll up or down, and then if you click on show execution point, it will retain you to the point, it will retain you, or you will see the cursor to that line which is to be executed currently, so that you don't need to get puzzled. So all these 3 points are to make you relax, to make your code to work without any breaks. Breaks means the code does not break out. Okay, and so when we say some words, our English is has so disambiguation that every word can be referred to the different senses. It's how disambiguation is. But I mean from the break is that the code does not stop. So now let's jump practically session and see how it operates. So for example, I have a value A, I have a value B. So when I say A and B, I would say object A and object B, because Python treats everything as an object, isn't it? Now I'm doing a debugging. Hey, the debugger is started. So when I do step over, I got the value of A and B. Now before validating this expression, I can have a watch here. I watch means, for example, a watchman watches that is anything bad is happening or not. In the same way, I can do that. I can do this multiplication. You can see that here I get the result as 6, and it is concatenation. Yes, it means before writing this statement, I have the robust proof that this particular operation, this particular method, this particular thing could be applied to these objects. In the same way, for example, I want to say that whether I can find the length of a, if it returns the value, it means you can apply this function to it. Now, how good and interesting it is. So you don't need to run and see the errors. You can apply the things in a watch, and you can then confirm that yes, that whether I can do this thing or not. Secondly, if I want to see the breakpoints, you can see that there's the two breakpoints. One is at the line number 2 and the line number 1, and maybe in the main.py. This is another file where a breakpoint is there, so it will also give you a glimpse of the breakpoints. And finally, it is a show execution, so it will bring to the cursor, your cursor to that line which is currently executed, so that if you have a long code and you sometimes roll over somewhere else, or you scroll the screen and you want to return back, you just click on this and it is going to do the function for this. That's why we say debugging is very important. So now all things are over. All things we have set it well. We discuss the things from step over, step into, step out, set values, creating watch, resume program, view breakpoints, and so execution point. And now it is the time for you to practice using the documentation and the codes, and bring any sort of your questions in the comment section, so that we as a team, we as a reader and a viewer and the person who is creating the video can have built a strong relationship in learning, because we will grow while learning. So such relationship is important to really reflect or to decide that whether we are going in the right way, because when anyone asks the question and we discuss, the knowledge is shared and we are reaching to the higher levels. That's what is the fundamental of the comment section that is provided there. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. Take care.